action. Okay, great. So now I'll have a recording on you. Let me just do this full screen so I can see you properly. Okay. Alright, great. So, and here we go. Okay, so, did you read the script? You did. And
Yes.
what do you think of it?
I think it's great. It's not what I expected.
Really? Okay. In which way?
It's definitely more surreal, and it was just because I'd seen only the two scenes.
Yeah.
I had not, an idea of what it was about in general, but adding the other characters and so on makes a whole different kind of complication. So.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so you have any new thoughts? Do you have any questions? Do you have any new thoughts about the character? Whatever you want to share with me on it.
Okay. I see that Alec is much more. Well, first of all, he's got to be insane, but at the same time, I think he acts quite normally under his compulsion, which is to keep Edmund protected and isolated.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's his main goal. It seems to it's that also he and these other people have, his wife and the mutants
Mm-hmm.
have developed their own subculture.
Yes.
In the submarine, and at the same time, he's very rigid about having to follow all of these, speaking in a certain language or a certain context. Their continued delusion that they're underwater, and that he can't ever let Edmund find out. I mean, there's no letting him go. He's got to stay a prisoner the whole time.
Yeah, but the idea he tries to, to educate Edmund through this, to then
Right.
let him go when he's ready.
Yeah.
That's what happens at the end. Anyways, so it's actually yes, you're right about the character. You read it properly. So any questions? Do you have any parts of the script that you didn't understand probably, because I know that sometimes it's really complicated to read. Really.
Well, the thing that I am not certain about is the development of his relationship with the mutants, because he abuses them. I mean, obviously with a cat of nine tails, and I know that he's punishing Edmund by putting him in isolation.
Yeah.
But he won't beat Edmund. Except when he was trying to fight and get away.
Okay.
Use physical force, but.
So, with Edmund, he don't want to punish him. He wants to, to educate him.
Right.
That's
Right.
his main purpose. So he wants to, he's, again, we already talked about it. So he's this kind of crazy guy who
Right.
who will do everything by any means possible to make of his son what he wants to make of him. All right.
Yes.
Because he's growing old and he understands that he will pass away and stuff like that. So he wants his son to be kind of in his image. Okay.
Right.
So what the mutants are, his relationships with mutants. Mutants are, you got that the mutants were his children, right?
Right.
Okay, so they are a representation of his failure, I would say.
Right.
So he tried, to do this genetic experiments stuff. It's actually everything that written in the script is possible. So it's not a sci-fi. You can go and do genetic experiments right now.
Right.
And if you do it now, it probably would be safer a little bit because just recently they discovered some stuff in the DNA. But if you would do this in 90s or 80s when Alec did it, you would get a mutant pretty much. So that's what he got.
Right.
So yes, and he got these mutants, and the mutants, they kind of the symbol of his failure, and they are his failure. So he relates to them as a failure. He hates them, he despises them, and
Right.
he actually ashamed of them.
Ashamed. That's
Yes,
the
yes.
key. Yeah, that's the key there because he doesn't even call them by name.
Yeah, yeah,
He doesn't give them. It's like you even call pets by names.
yeah.
But he won't acknowledge that they're even human, much less. I mean, he refers to them as the mutants or them or
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
at the same time, he knows that they have a relationship with him, though. I mean, because when they're trying to dissuade him from noticing that Edmund's trying to escape,
Mm-hmm.
they come to him and say, "Oh, here's the cat of nine tails. We need to be beat. We need to be punished."
Yeah.
And they're stalling for time. But that's kind of like you obviously have some sort of at least a relationship, but not affection. Not he's ashamed of them, and so he's using them as a perhaps a substitute even for Edmund's or his disappointment in Edmund.
Yes, I would say so. I mean, it's important to understand he is not disappointed in Edmund throughout the whole script.
Right.
Like, he's not really disappointed in him. He's like, it's a father-son relationship. When he is actually disappointed by Edmund is when Edmund goes out of the submarine and then he wants to come back because it shows that Edmund is weak. So you may remember the ending when Edmund he goes out, he sees everything and he kind of breaks and he's like, okay, I want to go back to the submarine. And you remember that one, yeah?
I didn't remember that the part about I was focusing on the
so just you can reread the ending. It's a couple of pages. It says that Edmund he goes out of the submarine and he's like, oh my god, I can't live there and it's impossible for me to withstand it, and he goes back, and this is the moment when Alec is disappointed because what Alec wanted the whole time, he wanted to make Edmund stronger.
Right.
That was the point. So he was yeah.
Let me pull up the script.
Yeah, go on.
Oh. All right. Somehow I missed this. I read. I thought I had read the whole thing.
It's all right.
But it's the thing with the interviewer. You know, the TV interviewer.
Yes, that's the twist.
Okay. I don't know where. I think I skipped part of it.
Okay.
I went to the end part where he was interviewing him.
Okay.
You know, you have an addendum.
Yep.
And I had just missed the part about Edmund and him coming back. So I apologize, but
No problem. So you got it now, or you need some time to read it?
I probably should get some time to read it, and why don't you call me back in just a few minutes?
Okay, just you just call me back in a few minutes, okay?
Okay, I will.
Okay, sweet. David, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, you're. I can't see you so far. Can you see me?
Yes.
Okay, so just let's wait until your camera will work. It working? No, it isn't. Oh, here it is. Okay, great. So you read it.
I thought that the end was a flashback,
Mm-hmm.
and what I missed entirely the last 2 pages,
Okay.
and I went back and read that over again, and I think I must have stopped when he fell out the window, and the TV reporter went up, you know, said, let's see, and for some reason, I don't know why, but I just read it all again, and it's like a whole new thing.
Yes, it is actually.
So, stranger than I thought, but at the same time, quite, you know, it's really a good story.
Thank you.
So, but I can see though that there's other things that I didn't realize, you know, what Alec was doing, and now I understand.
Okay then. So what are your thoughts now?
Well, I thought he was. He is definitely manipulative.
Yes.
And he wants the best for Edmund, but at the same time, I read the part where Derry repeats the "you are weak," you know, you are not strong enough. Like they hear everything that he says,
Mm-hmm.
and at the same time they're not particularly for or against Edmund escaping, but they're helping him, you know. So at the same time, it's confusing because we're not really sure what Alec is after until he does that videotape, you know, the explanation.
Yeah.
To Edmund, and then it all makes sense. So I think I really feel that this character is a lot more complex than I had anticipated, you know, at the first. But at the same time, I think it's very good. It's a well done. I think, what is it going to be, about 35 minutes or something?
Yes, the script is, how long is it? It's like 35 pages long, I guess. So I think it's going to be, well, counting the credits, I think it's going to be somewhere around 40. I'm not sure. So 40 minutes actually counts as a feature sometimes, so maybe we'll be able to submit it as a feature, I don't know. Anyways, doesn't really matter. It's going to be 35, 40 minutes, something like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Well, it's like a Twilight Zone episode.
Thank
you know?
you. Yeah.
Very the thing is you pull the viewer. I mean, you pull the viewer into this world, and then you change it, and then you change it again.
Yeah.
You know, within the same the space of time that it took. It's like a short story that. O. Henry, are you familiar with him?
Yes, I love it. Yeah. It's really good.
But it's like an O. Henry or Rod Serling story. You know?
Oh. Yeah. Well, okay, so now when you know the entire story, so you now understand that mutants, we were talking about mutants before,
Yeah.
they don't care much about Edmund. I mean, they're enslaved, tortured beings. They don't really care about this Edmund. All
Right.
they care if they kind of tools of Alex that Alex uses, and
Right.
the only thing that mutants want is to not be punished by Alex. I
Yes.
would say that to avoid some punishment, and
Right.
that's what Alex does with him. So, what kind of thoughts do you have now about the characters? Did it change anyhow?
Yes, in some degree, I think Alex is a better. He's not as mean and I mean he is controlling.
Yeah.
Really well Edmund wants Edmund to do, to survive, to he's prepared him for this eventual discovery.
Yeah.
Edmund's not ready for it, and as you said, he wants to prepare him for this, but at the same time, he's failed at the end.
Yep. Just like he failed with the mutants, actually. So.
Right. Which I think is definitely a tragedy, but it's like he's made it himself.
Yes,
Like,
yes. Actually, the thing about Alec, interesting thing about him, is that he is some sort of god for this world,
Yeah.
He has this god syndrome because inside of the submarine he controls everything.
Right.
He actually sees everything because the whole movie will be shot through these spycam thingies.
Yeah.
And Alec, he can watch all of those spycams,
Right.
like he can watch every given moment inside of the submarine, and everything inside of the submarine is controlled by him, everything except Edmund. So he is kinda, the story is actually, it's Alec versus Edmund, and Alec tries to manipulate Edmund how much he can,
Yes.
and that's basically what's it about. So, any mutants, etc., they all doing what Alex says,
Right.
except Annie, who goes crazy at the very end, but that's
Right.
another story.
Yeah, I know that put me out too.
Yeah.
Because I see her as being what we call as say if Alec is an alcoholic,
Yeah.
she would be a codependent.
Okay.
Codependent is enables the behavior of the sick person.
Okay.
And so she's aiding and abetting all of this. She agrees with it. Maybe she doesn't really intellectually understand why it's being done, but she worships Alex in a sense, the way you say, the godlike situation that he's controlling.
Yeah.
So I've seen this kind of behavior in many adults that I know. That have been married to alcoholics, or the things that they'll do, they'll give away everything they have. They'll give away all their money, all their friends' money, to keep their addict in a happy and maintain that relationship.
I think it's called the Stockholm syndrome. You know Stockholm syndrome is?
Oh, yes, Tyndall syndrome.
Yes,
right,
yes, yes,
right.
pretty much it
Yeah.
is. So, yeah, she also just really loves Alec, and her conflict is between, you know, Alec and her son. She kind of struggles between it. But anyways, it's
But she takes him back, you know, and says, "I didn't want this. I didn't want him to do this to you." You know?
yeah,
And but by her behavior, although she disagreed with Alex, she didn't prevent it from happening. So
yeah, she's kind of really struggling character as well.
Yeah.
She has her own story. I just can't reveal you everything that about Annie because it's a secret for your character again.
Right,
So,
exactly.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, you know. Okay. Anyways, so you understand? Yeah, Alec. You know, he's some sort of Machiavellian. He understands how great he is and all that stuff.
Yeah.
He has this great ego that rules and all that stuff because he feels like throughout Alec. I mean, do you think he feels anything like morally that it's morally wrong what he is doing? You know?
I think he justifies everything that he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point because he thinks he's so great that he can do whatever he wants, basically.
Right.
You know.
I mean, he's
So-
made the world himself.
Yes.
He's controlled
yes,
everything.
Yes. Yes.
He has omniscient vision
Yeah.
because he tapes everything that's going on. He even says to Edmund at one time, "Don't be embarrassed, son. I know what every object on this ship is."
Yeah, ergo in the world that I don't know about.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so I think what we're gonna do now, you told me that you rewatched the Blade Runner, right?
Yes,
You
I
did.
did.
Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it. It's a great movie. Okay, anyways, so let's just try to do the scene number 2 it is, I guess. It's when Edmund
Right.
tries to escape. So let's just try to do this one with all of your understanding, with the Blade Runner, with all that stuff. And I'll just see how it goes.
Well, with Blade Runner, I see the. Let me get up so you can see.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, let me just grab my phone. I have a lines there. Okay. Anyways, let me. No. You. I will have. I will need some time to find the lines, so
Oh,
you can relax for now. Okay, I got it. I think it's a number 4. Yes, here it is. Oh, wait. Okay, here we go. Alright, so it's interior, case on, lights off, Edmund enters, only to be stopped short by the sight of Alex standing right in front of him, etc, etc, etc. Okay, so it's rolling, yeah, rolling, 1, 2, 3, and action.
I thought you knew better than this, son.
What? How did you get here?
Doesn't matter. What does matter is that you're trying to abandon your mother and I.
What? It doesn't have to be like this. It doesn't have to be like that. You guys can come with me too. We can live on land together.
What you are trying to do will put us all in danger. Are you willing to risk everything we have here for some silly fantasy you concocted?
Maybe I am.
Besides, your little discovery isn't even one. I knew about that piece of land years ago.
You knew about this? And you've been keeping it from me this whole entire time?
I tried to do the best I could for you, Edmund.
Best you could? I don't even know what that is. Okay, that's it. I'm leaving and there's nothing you or anyone else in this hellhole can do about it.
You're not going anywhere.
Why can't you just let me go?
You want to know why? Because you're weak.
What?
You are not strong enough.
Yeah.
See what I mean? You wouldn't last a day out there.
I'd rather die after one day out there than suffocate through the rest of my life with you in here.
Very well. If you insist.
Okay, cut. Alright, that was great. So, again, just, we actually talked about it last time. One thing that I will probably want from you is that to be a little bit more energized again, because it's in generally written inside of the character, I would say, because Alex supposed to be like, he's not just very smart, he's also very fit physically, I mean, as he could. So, and he just, like, you should show it, he's very, very, like, energized, you know. Yes. That's why I asked you to watch the Blade Runner, because you can see that Rutger Hauer, he always doing something. Like, he's very, you know, strong and fit, so he always kind of trying to gesticulate somehow. So you might want to introduce it, because Alec, I mean, what I see now, what you doing is some kind of, you know, this villain, mysterious manipulator who is not really interactive with whatever he tries to manipulate, okay?
Oh.
But what Alec is, he's a little bit more alive, I would say that.
Yeah.
Something like that, just a little bit more. Because I like your vision on it. I just wanted to be a little bit more energized, waterized,
I know that
animated.
he paces.
Hmm?
He paces.
Yeah, he might. You know, you again. You can do whatever you want on this. You can even improvise with lines. I mean, I can't promise you that I will. How to say it? I will improvise as well, but you can, while reading the lines. I mean, but you can improvise how much time you want, however you want, and we may even add this to the final script, because remember the part when the mutant says you're not strong enough, right? So that was actually the improvisation that I added to script later after rehearsal. The guy who gonna play Edmund, he figured it out and he asked me if I can add it to the script, and I said, well, okay, we will add it to the script. So that's what we can do with you as well. If you will have some lines that you would like to say, or you feel to be, you know, on a place, or you don't want to say some line, you can always tell me and we will add it to script, edit the script, if you like it. Okay?
Okay. Let me try the whole scene, just a little more energy.
Yes. Okay, so let me just find my lines again, and here we go. Okay, and it is rolling, 1, 2, 3, and action.
I thought you knew better than this, son.
What? How did you get here?
Doesn't matter. What does matter is that you're trying to abandon your mother and I.
It doesn't have to be like that. You guys can come with me too, we can live on land together.
What you are trying to do will put us all in danger. Are you willing to risk everything that we have here for some silly fantasy you concocted?
Maybe I am.
Besides, that little discovery isn't even one. I knew about that piece of land years ago.
You knew about this? And you've been keeping it from me this whole entire time?
I did it for your own good, Edmund.
My own good. You don't even know what that is. That's it. I'm living and there's nothing you or anyone else in this hellhole can do about it.
You're not going anywhere.
Why can't you just let me go?
You really want to know? Because you are weak.
What?
You heard me. You're not strong enough.
Ah.
See what I mean? You would last a day out there.
I'd rather die after one day out there than suffocate from the rest of my life with you in here.
Very well. If you insist.
Okay, great. Alright, let me think. Okay, you can sit down and relax for a second. So, did... Okay, I want to hear your thoughts on that one. What do you feel should be added to the role? How do you feel it? Because I want it to be, you, not me.
Do you mean to that scene or to
To the right now we are not working on a scene actually. We're working on the Alex image. Yes, I would say his behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think should be added? Because I have an idea, but I want to hear your thoughts first.
Well, I think to make him more animated. I'm just thinking he's in a submarine. First of all,
Yeah.
there's going to be, a lot of like large gestures. It's sort of
Yes,
like-
he can't really gesture. In
Yeah,
that.
yeah. Little things that he's doing with his hands, that he's looking back and forth or making little motions in his legs when he's standing or moving around. Stuff that sort of indicates nervousness and agitation. Is that what you're looking for more?
Yes, maybe. I think you know what we can try to do. He's very energized inside himself. What I mean, I'm not looking for.
You mean say the
Yeah.
lines faster, like?
No. Let me explain. So maybe say the line faster as well. Yes. The thing what I'm looking for is not a lot of gestures. I honestly I don't care about gestures. What I want is to show his nervousness, energized, that he is energized,
Intensity.
and
Intensity.
yeah, intensity. Thank you, and his strength also, and that he is. Remember, we were talking about it. He feels himself a little bit uncomfortable in the
Yeah.
submarine. Like everything goes not like what he wants. So, I guess what we should try to do now is, you think of yourself like you're really this energized and fast-thinking person, Alec, but he has this mask, a mask on himself, a mask of this strong and good father who talks maybe a little slow, like with importance. Understand? Yes, and sometimes what he is actually is, it's kind of bursts out of him. Is it
Yes.
clear what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, so try to do this one. It's like because Alec actually, what in these scenes Alec is not himself. He's playing Alec. It's Alec playing Alec because he plays this kind of father. He in real he is a he's manipulative thinker, but he tries to play a father for Edmund. Because he made a spectacle, a play, a stage play for Edmund, what I'm talking about? So he's also a good actor just by himself. So try to be kind of two persons at once, so you are this energized, manipulative, evil-minded person who is playing a father.
Right.
Strong father, something like that. Let's just try this. I want to see how it looks. Okay? So, where's my lines? Where is them? Okay. Oops. Alright, and it's Cation, and it's rolling, and 1, 2, 3, action!
I thought you knew better than this, son.
What? How did you get here?
Doesn't matter. What does matter is you're trying to abandon your mother and I.
It doesn't have to be like this. You guys can come with me too, we can even land together.
What you're trying to do, put us all in danger.
I'm willing to risk.
What you're trying to do would put us all in danger. Are you willing to risk everything we have here for some silly fantasy you've concocted?
Maybe I am.
Besides, your little discovery isn't even one. I knew about that piece of land years ago.
You knew about this and you've been keeping it from me the whole entire time?
I did it for your own good, Edmund.
My own good. You don't even know what that is. That it, I'm living and there is nothing you or anyone else in the hellhole can do about it.
You're not going anywhere.
Why can't you just let me go?
You want to know why? Because you're weak.
What?
You heard me. You're not strong enough.
Ah.
See what I mean? You wouldn't last a day out there.
I'd rather die after one day out there than suffocate from the rest of my life with you in here.
Very well, if you insist.
Okay, great. So, it's, so did you like it by yourself? Hmm?
Yes, I felt more natural in the
Yeah.
motions.
Okay. I think I like it. I think we're heading in the right direction. I want to try something else. Try to... Actually, I want everything. I think what we will do right now. Everything about Alex's nature is his holding of himself. Let me Google this word because I'm not sure if I know what I mean right now. Just wait a second. I'll open my dictionary. I'm sorry about it. My English went a little bit rusty because I've been in Russia like a month ago. So. Uh, Oh, okay. So Alec, he's all about restraining himself in some point. Yes,
Yeah.
let's try this. He is, he wants to scream, for example, but
Right.
he whispers because it's a submarine. Actually, right now you will try to whisper a little bit. I wanted to try that because he's, in the submarine and you can't scream in a submarine. You will just go deaf. He wants to be this moving, energized all the time, but he doesn't do it. He's holding himself, he's restraining himself. He's very, 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 very tense all the time. All the time he has this secret about what's going on, and he has to keep it from Edmund for 15 years, He has this Edmund for 15 years and he has to keep the secret. And at the same time, he loves his son. If he didn't, he wouldn't do all of that. He loves his son and he has to do all these things that may hurt his son unintentionally, So he is very, 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 very tensed and very, very, very restrained, Let's just try this again. And, he had to... Everything is on his shoulders, because in usual life, if, for example, if your son will have some kind of sickness, you would go to hospital, okay? But Alec can't do this. Everything depends on him. Their food, their life, their entertainment, everything depends on him because it's a closed environment. The summer,
yeah.
Okay, so let's try the lines one more time.
I want to get a book and put this
Oh,
on here.
great. That would be great. Thank you. Great. Great, 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 great. Okay. So, and it's rolling, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, action.
I thought you knew better than this, son.
What? How did you get here?
Doesn't matter. What does matter is you're trying to abandon your mother.
It doesn't have to be like this. You guys can come with me too. We can live on land together.
What you are trying to do could put us all in danger. Are you willing to risk everything we have here for some silly fantasy you concocted?
Maybe I am.
Besides, the little discovery you made isn't even one. I knew about that piece of land years ago.
What? You knew about this? And you've been keeping it from me this whole time?
I was trying to do the best I could for you, Ed.
Best of good? I don't even know, I don't even think you don't know what it is. That's it. I live in and there's nothing you or anyone else in this hellhole can do about it.
You're not going anywhere.
Why can't you just let me go?
You want to know why? Because you're weak.
What?
You heard me. You're not strong enough. See what I mean? You wouldn't last a day out there.
I'd just die after one day out there and suffocate from the rest of my life with you in here.
Very well. If you insist.
Okay, cut. So, I think that was great. That was definitely close to what I'm looking for. Do you think we shall add anything to your performance or whatever?
I feel like it was natural.
Mhm.
I was more intense,
Yes. I saw it for sure. It was a little bit, I think we will do it later a little bit. I just wanted to work a little bit with your naturality, I would say, to make it more real, because there was some very little moments when it felt like you were a little bit overplaying, but just in general it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's just when you like really trying to restrain yourself, it looks a little bit fake. But I mean, we'll pass on it. It's fine. So let's just try to do another scene, the one that you did already with the microfilms. Okay, let's just do the microfilms and just in general to see how it goes with everything that you have in mind.
Okay.
So where is it? Okay, it's number 3. Okay, here we go. Scene number 3. Alright, yes, that's a little bit easier, so yeah. And it's rolling, and it's 1, 2, 3, and action.
Right, thank you, Edmund.
Look, Dad,
And these aren't the only forbidden things I found under your bed, you know?
Dad!
There's no reason to be embarrassed, son. There's not an object on this submarine, ergo in the world, that I don't know about.
Then why are you making such a big deal about it?
The big deal is I want you to be able to come to me and talk about anything that you're going through. Sneaking around and having the mutants steal for you it's no way to live.
What am I supposed to do? Ask you about all that stuff? And I'm not even going to start with the other thing.
You can ask me anything you want about the microfilms.
What's so bad about me reading them? I mean, if they were as awful as Mom says they are, you wouldn't even have them in the first place, right?
Honestly, son, these microfilms are worthless. Everyone used to treasure all they had back in the day, but look where that got us. They're just old, foolish relics. And you needn't poison your mind with them, like the ancestors of the mutants did.
I mean, I don't know.
Look, son, you're going to have to choose. It's either this or this.
Okay, I think it was great. I think it was great. We're not gonna do another take, basically because I have some more to discuss with you, I would say, but I think I will do this when we will find the rest of the cast. So, you know, to compare you, I mean, to have you work in team with everyone else. I don't really know how we will set it up because everyone is from different places, probably do a group call or whatever, but anyway, I'll try to pull it off. So, thank you so much for the participating. So, I will get back to you in a week, I guess, in a week or so, because I have a film festival there. I'm actually in San Jose right now, and there is a film festival here where my movie is playing.